today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later.
So welcome back to North Hobart Oval, ladies and gentlemen, the spiritual home of football, and my word, isn't it a festival of football here today. 2 grand finals down, 2 to go. It all comes down to the reserves. It is Lindisfarne versus the Huonville Lions. It is Andrew Silver Fox Hopwood in the main commentary position. I'm very pleased to be joined by Darren Gonzo Johns. Gonzo, it's a game we're very much looking forward to. We've been talking during the week. Lindisfarne, of course, have only lost 1 game for the season, but I think it'll be a pretty tight encounter.
Yes, certainly will, Hoppy. Thanks for having me here in the broadcast box today. Lindisfarne have gone through one loss for the season, and the last time these two sides met, it was a really close encounter, so expecting a cracker.
Yeah, if we just see the 2 Blues having a bit of a warm-up there, there's a lot of guys out there who have played senior football, and I think that just shows the strength of the club at the moment, Gons. Of course, the Colts played in the grand final, the ladies as well, but a lot of guys have played senior football. I know you've seen them for all season, but I noticed Jared Fisher, Lukey Swinton's had a good run. Ollie Ranza is a senior player really coming back from injury, and of course the coach, Ben Van Cranen, is a very seasoned campaigner. They've got a lot to like in that squad.
Yeah, certainly do, Hop. And young Luke Swinton, he played in the senior grand final last year, and he's been travelling around Europe and been in a good paddock. So he's only been back for a couple of games, and he would be a walk-up start for the seniors normally, but the Daniel Willing, the senior coach, is sticking with his crew. And
yep, that's good. I also noticed there young Dan Reimers as well, who's played a lot of senior football. We'll get to the Huonville lineup in just a few moments, but we'll cross down now to the national anthem. Always a very exciting time standing there, hearing that national anthem, all the players starting to collect their thoughts. But as we now have a quick glance at the Huonville Lions, of course, you've got a bit of a foot in both camps, Gons. I mean, you've got a slight family bias, one would have thought, towards the two Blues at this stage, given you have a son at that club. But let's be quite honest, you're a senior player from down that Huon area. I think, in fact, a grand final victory with Franklin back in the day. And, of course, this combination of the Franklin Lions back and now with the Huonville, so they're combining up. So where are your allegiances in this particular game?
You're spot on there, Hop. 1987, the centenary Huon grand final, and what a great club the Franklin Lions were. I love them. Definitely, I've got a foot in the Lindisfarne camp today, but a lot of sons of players from those old days that I played with, including the Cordwells and the Johnses and Runner Reeve. So yeah, I've got some great mates from down there.
I certainly have, and that's what footy's about, isn't it? We talk about. I mean, for guys like you, I mean, you're a younger man than the old veteran here, but when you get to some lofty years, it's just wonderful to regale those stories, and that's what footy is all about. Don't worry about just sort of getting there. It's all about the training hard and going without this and to try and get to your elite best. Of course, that's what you try to do, play your best, but forming those friendships for life is what the art of footy is all about, as far as I'm concerned, mate.
Absolutely.
And we certainly know that now, and with what's happening in football, when we see the very, very sad death of Danny Frawley, it brings it home what footy is about. It's getting around your mates and making sure they're okay, and we hope that everyone is okay out there, and we're all okay here because we're at North Hobart Oval. The sun is out, and we've got the two best teams lining up against each other. It is Lindisfarne 2 Blues in their traditional navy blue with the light blue strip against the Huonville Lions. They go up. Rand, coming back from injury, as we said, goes up and gets the first tap. The umpire's seen an infringement, and the Lions now will take their free kick, pushing it down towards their half-forward flank. Good punch from behind. Rand is instrumental in a couple of plays already. Oh, that was almost dangerous, but kept his eye and head over the ball. Well picked up there by Campsey. Gets it to an area of danger. Handball out. Fierce tackling now. Big long kick by the strong Darren Garth. Getting it further downfield, and it's out of bounds. And as is always the case, Gons, a very willing start to this game.
Yeah, James Lang in the centre there for Huonville. He was really strong in that first contest.
He certainly was, and Darren Garth, he's another one to look for as well, isn't he? He's a very strong player. He's played at the top level with Lauderdale and was a very good player there as well.
Yeah, extremely creative half-forward player, Darren.
So the ball is up. Gets a hand on it. In dispute now. The umpire calling back. How are those teams lining up, Gons, as you cast your eye over the field? Anything that's unusual at this early stage?
No, not really, Hop. Lindisfarne are definitely rolling up their forwards to create contest for this kick that could come out of this stoppage. Yeah,
so it's always interesting to see that. Sometimes it's what I do like about when we play at this level is we actually got some forwards, although they're not at the direct full forward. You can't see on camera, but at least at centre half forward. So if a possession is taken by the two Blues, there's someone to kick it to, which I kind of like as another one in dispute. It's always tough and tight in these first few seconds of a grand final, Gons, and you obviously can't win a game in the first quarter, but you can certainly set the tone and lose a game in that first quarter. It's how you go about it, I always think.
Yeah, there's a lot of contested possession there at the moment, lots of tackling, which is what you expect. Everyone wants to make their mark on the game and get their hands on the footy.
So the umpires doing a good job so far. There's a boundary throw in will ensue. It's on the half-forward flank, favouring the Huonville end, working their way towards the ball, putting their head down now. That was strong play by Lindisfarne. Gets it out to the wing. Running hard after the ball is Cranfield. He can't pull that one in. And, of course, the side that the ball on, Gons, is very much the defensive side of this ground. If you want to be aggressive, you've got to bring it over the commentary side.
Yeah, the wind does blow that side.
Yep.
It could get stuck out there for a few minutes if you're not careful. So the 45-degree kick in on an angle is what can really open that up.
Yeah, it's a matter of getting your timing right. You obviously don't want to get it in if it's in a 50-50 situation. But if you want to move that ball and get it across quickly, it's very aggressive to bring it onto that commentary side. The umpire's seen a free kick, and Ran, who's been very, very good early, he swings around. He's normally a big kick. Almost could have been pinged. It was well played by Godfrey. And now they're away as they come through down to that centre half. Oh, going up, taking a great strong mark. Gee, that was nice play by Bracken, just drifting across the play. Coming out, oh, just juggled that one. Did a nice job. And that was Myers. Here he goes now. This is an aggressive kick. Goes back in towards the centre of the ground. Just sizing some options, but Huonville have got the numbers back now. Going in, has to take a big, strong pack mark, but standing in front. That takes a fair bit of courage, I reckon, Gons, just to drift across and stand in front of a forward like that.
Yeah, absolutely. The defender read it really well there, and it was probably the wrong kick from the player going inside there. I think there was options a little bit wider there.
Yeah, so early on you heard from our special comments man, and I'd agree with you, Gons. You've got to actually get the eyes up, not down, sorry, the blinkers off and look all areas. So a quick snap on goal doesn't result in any score, and Huonville will take the relieving free kick. And in this situation, they decide to go down the defensive side. A little hands in the back. The umpire said that was fair enough as they're going for the ball. Another handball out. Could have been high, but well done there by Bosworth. He couldn't do any more. The player just dropped their head a little bit, and the umpire thought that was fair enough. Just waiting for the nominations. They go in. It's Stevenson against Ran. That'll be an interesting tussle all day. How do you think Ran's fitness will be, Gons? As you said, he's coming back from injury.
One thing with Ollie Hoppy, he's a warrior, and he'll play through whatever pain he's in. He's a really great leader around the club, and he's very experienced.
And you can see there, he got a nice tap out there out towards Swinton, but now it's picked up.
Westbury.
Yeah, that was Westbury hooking. Oh, hooking back, and it's a front and centre, but across the ball. Got into good position there, Gonzo. That was quite a promising move.
Yeah, that was Nathan Cranfield there. He's had a shot on goal and held his ground well. He's just got to clutch them.
We can see here coming out front and centre, and just didn't able to screw it round. It was good pressure being applied by the Huonville defence there, as we saw on the Mood Food replay. Ball coming back now. So no real option, but to probably go down the line would be the safest option here. He's going to go across on the defensive side. Long kick. Looking for the leading player. It's McPherson. McPherson working hard, the 23-year-old from down at Sanford. Gets a bit of a bump. Good play to keep the ball in front, back towards Bosworth. Well teamed up. It was McPherson again, trying very, very hard. And it's going to be another ball in. So slightly scrappy at this stage, Gons, but really feeling their way in the 2019 Grand Final.
Yeah, Lindisfarne have had a fair bit of possession there, and they'd be wanting a goal out of this. Here we go.
So now it is Huonville. Picks that ball up. Well roved there, and it's Bennett who screws it around. Bennett out to the half-forward flank. Rolling end over end, 1v2. How do they go? Nice work. Didn't quite get the handle, but they're good enough to go closer to the line, and that was probably well played. A little bit of argy-bargy coming in. I think that might be Braden Guy, and I think he might have just told him, you didn't put your body over that one, and he just came to remind him. So there we go, and we can see umpire Duffy just going to have that boundary throw in. He's got to keep an eye on that umpire Duffy as well, Gonzo. He tends to ball watch a little bit and just hide himself there. Just hope he doesn't take after his father. Well, he certainly doesn't, isn't he? He's pencil thin and as fit as a trout, as that ball goes back in towards the centre of the ground, and a strong mark there taken by Campese. Campese with a good lead, and I like that there, Gons. As far as I could see there, as taking that one was Garth.
Yep.
All the forwards create a little bit of space here. We see on the Mood Food replay for Garth to run into.
Yeah, it was really good delivery there, and that's that 45-degree kick.
Yep. There's a certain art involving in creating space. someone has to do the sacrificial lead. They've got to get the defenders out. That's the key to it. And if the defenders don't come out with you, then you are free. As Garth lining it up, that looks pretty good from here. And Garth has put that one through for the first goal of the game. And Huonville in the lead. They are 1 goal straight 6 to Lindisfarne yet to score. And good reward for that forward thrust here, Gons, as we have another look at the goal-kicking prowess of Darren Garth.
Beautiful straight kick. He's got a lot of talent. And that's what I was saying. The Lindisfarne players had most of the use of the ball and a forward entry to the lines, and they've made them pay. So,
how many times do we see that in footy where one team can be more dominant? As I just look at our laptop, it's 74% has been in possession for Lindisfarne. But that's not what wins football matches. You've got to capitalise when you get your opportunity. It goes in swings as, again, they go forward. Oh, up they go. Gee whiz, that was a good effort as Clark was at the bottom of the pack. And plenty of pressure as Guy gets the ball. He swings it back around, but doesn't go far enough, and it is out of bounds. But again, very promising forward thrust there, Gons by Huonville.
Yeah, they won that stoppage. The Lindisfarne players got caught on one side of the pack there, and Huonville was able to get it out of that stoppage.
So now ball comes in over the back. I think that was unrealistic attempt to mark the football, and it's deemed to be play on, and I think that was a fair call, trying to get it down towards Cranfield. He comes from behind. He's ably assisted there by Sturzica. He's back in to get it again. Good tackle, wrapping him up. It's close to the boundary line. The two Blues are trying to get it back inside, but they're doing a good job of Huonville here at this stage as they pick that one up and they drive it forward. Might have been deemed to be holding it. Well, a bit almost a 50-50 whether he's going to go round or not, but given the benefit of the doubt.
Styles.
And Bosworth, I think it is, will take the free kick.
Kurt Styles, that one. Hop.
Styles, is it? You're quite right. Styles it is. Styles goes towards the outer side, the big long lead from Justin Myers, but couldn't duke that one up. But that was a little bit promising as far as a Lindisfarne attack goes. Huonville are getting good numbers back, aren't they? They're sort of crowding that forward line up. Maybe that's why they haven't had a scoring opportunity yet, Gons.
Yeah, the midfield's working really hard.
So now, ball in dispute. Good handball. Two Blues now getting it forward. Big, strong attempt, front and centre. I like the look of this kick. Gee, that was clever play.
Fisher.
Yes, didn't waste it. And that's what he's probably in there for. He's very creative. He got to the front of the pack. And now Lindisfarne have an opportunity through Jaden Wilton. As we can see here, Rand was, again, very instrumental. But we can see that there is that bump down. And wasn't Fisher in the perfect spot? Kick on goal. Just leant back a little bit, Gons, on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a good young player, Jaden Wilton. He come down from New Norfolk, and that Wilton name, but he's really good hands overhead for his size.
So it is Huonville now taking possession, coming up the attacking side. Well, that was a bit untoward as the two Blues came over the top. I think it might be a free kick, and that's fair enough as far as I could see that one. It's going to Crouch. Crouch, a short kick. Just looking laterally, taking their time now. They almost go back to where the ball came from, and Sullivan takes a mark. Nothing much up ahead for Huonville, so they decide to go down the line. They've got the numbers back, but it just slips over the back. Running hard, it was Baker who has to go in. Oh, that was a bit dangerous, and I don't mind that free kick, Gons. The man coming out was Page, and you've got to protect the person going for the ball, as we see here on the Mood Food replay.
Yeah, he played that really well. He got himself in a position. He didn't go to ground, and he just drew the free kick. It was very clever, smart forward play. Okay,
so Page, we are directly behind this kick, so I'll have a good look at it as he comes in now. It'll be right on his distance. He gets a good piece of the ball. That's a magnificent kick as he turns to the Huonville faithful, puts the fist in the air. Gonzo, I put it to you, that was as good a kick as you see anyone kick from that particular part of the ground.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a, you saw that ball tail a bit, there's a bit of a breeze going that way, and he judged it beautifully.
So Huonville are off to a very, very nice start here in the 2019 Grand Final, as we're watching young Braden Page again come in, just taking his time. One of the things I like when they're kicking for goal too, Gonzo, is not to see those big arcs. Try and keep the square shoulders and actually run at the target. So it was nice play there by Huonville, as bursting their way through his Styles. Can't get the ball, but he's good to go back in and get it again. He's a very strong player. Out to Rand. Bosworth's there, and he evades one and now kicks it in. Bit of an up and under, a Hail Mary, really. Not a lot of systems. It comes out to Fisher, and he has not going to go anywhere. Wouldn't have thought had prior, but he's deemed to be so. So it'll be interesting to see if that's what's going to be paid now. Well, here's a dicey play. Coming out very aggressive, though, and Lindisfarne have the numbers as they screw that ball towards full forward. But Huonville, yet again, they're getting back in good numbers there, Gons.
Yeah, young Sam Godfrey was right in the right spot there, and he mopped that up, and there's good delivery out there to the half-back flank.
Certainly was, as Campese now leading up. That was very nice play, pinpoint accuracy, and Huonville take that kick. Wheels around onto the left boot. Close to the boundary line as Rand is back to try and get it, putting his head over the ball with good courage. Well picked up by Jackson, getting back in towards it, towards that wing position. Well worked now by Huonville. They're under a fair bit of pressure. And a big, strong kick out there by Styles. Doesn't get over the back. Working their way forward, it was Cranford again. Fisher's there backing up, and he's done a good job so far, and he's been where a small man should be. Wraps him up in the tackle. And I love when a smaller player does their job like that, Gons.
Yeah, great forward line pressure there, Jared, and you might have coached that into him, Hop, once upon a time.
Yes, he was a very nice young man, of course, played for Lauderdale in that victory in the grand final on this very ground back in 2013 as Huonville clutched that one, quickly swing it around. That's beautiful delivery of the footy, and it goes back in towards Garth. Garth swings it back around, more of that pendulum style kick, but it's got plenty of accuracy. It's close to the line. As coming out to meet it was the goal kicker in Page. He can't get the Dukes on the ball, and it'll be another boundary throw in. It is, what have we got here? 15 and a half minutes gone in the first quarter of the 2019 EIS SFL Grand Final. Working their way forward. Can't get their hands on it. Well played by Huonville. Not getting out of that one. Wrapped up in the tackle by Lincoln, and another ball up. It's going to be a big crowd here today, Gons. Already we've seen two really good grand finals. This is the third in the day, and it's perfect for footy. And I don't know what you think, mate, but is this just not the best ground to watch football at in Tasmania?
Yeah, I'd have to agree, mate. I love North Hobart Oval. It's a really good size oval for the big blokes, and they don't have to run too far, and you see a lot of good contested footy.
And it's at the amphitheatre, isn't it? You feel like you're part of it. And I know both playing and watching, it's just a wonderful arena. And today's crowd, I'm not sure how many thousand will come in. There's a few thousand here now. And it really creates a good atmosphere for these young men who have made the grand final. So the ball now comes in. Huonville are a chance as they just scrappily get that one forward. It's rolling end over end, but almost playing the half-back flank running back style was well done by Lindisfarne. I think that was Baker who tapped that one through.
Yeah, just at the moment, Huonville are really composed with their football use. They're hitting targets, and Lindisfarne are just panicking a little bit. They're behind on the scoreboard, and some scrappy kicks coming out of their back half. There's another one.
Take me into the mindset, Gons, of a team that has been so dominant. They've had the one loss. When they get put into this position, I know as a coach, it's hard to coach it if you haven't been put in under that pressure. And all of a sudden, what'll happen conversely, Huonville will gain momentum and strength, and they'll suddenly think to themselves, well, we're every bit as good as these guys, if not better. We can match it and take it up to them. So it's going to be interesting as far as a leadership perspective on who are the players from Lindisfarne that are going to step up and take the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, I think Rand and Bracken and Myers, those types of guys have been around for a while, but they'll be looking for quarter time here at the moment, I think, so they can reset. And
I think you're right. I think you're right, and that's why you're here. You're the expert commentator, and there is no doubt about that. They almost need to come in and have a spell, as Huonville are playing a very nice brand of football. It's well picked up by Crow. He tries to get that one off. At the bottom of the tack, trying to push it out. It was suggested that it was pulled in, and I think there was no prior, and quite rightly, the umpire has only one option, and that is to throw the ball up. Just telling the players where he's going to go. Fist on that one by the big man. That was Stevenson, who's doing a good job. Again, no prior, and the tackling by Huonville Gons has been very, very good.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Liam O'Neill there, the ginger-headed fella there, he played a great game over at Lindisfarne, and he's a real lockdown midfielder, and he's on Swinton at the moment, and he's doing a great job in this first quarter.
Yeah, he seems to me certainly up for the task, as that might have come off. The knee appealing for that one was Reimers, but the umpire didn't see it that way, and he'll throw this one in. Lovely throw in. Back to a ruck contest. Just bludgeoned forward there by Rand. Gets the handball out. Fumble. Going back in to get it, though, was Bennett. Showed good courage, and here is what we've been talking about before, I've alluded to. It's not one tackling, Gons. It's seemingly they're doing it in packs. They're coming in tandem each time they go in for the tackle.
Yeah, Fisher probably was a bit unlucky there not to draw that free kick, but
he showed good courage to put his head over the onion, as the two Blues pick that one up. Going forward again, it's Fisher close to the line. He's been pushed over, and another boundary throw in will ensue at the nearly the 20-minute mark gone in the grand final here for 2019.
Yeah, Lindisfarne are just not finding that space that they like, and here's an opportunity.
Certainly is, as Clark picks it up. He's looking for a mark. It comes over the back. The umpire has said it's going to be a free kick, and I think that might be the coach, Benny Van Cranen, who's got that. He might have been deemed that he was pushed off the ball. Be interesting to see that one on the Mood Food replay here, Gons, as we see it come in. He was probably held, and that's fair enough. You can see that I think the arm was impeded, and he couldn't get his arms to try and mark that ball. So Van Cranen, after the siren, will go back, and to say they need this goal will be an understatement. Just to settle their nerves, I would have thought. Then Van Cranen comes in. Oh, I put my foot in my mouth. I was about to say normally a pretty reliable kick on goal, but he's just put that one to the near side and through for one behind. So here at quarter time in the grand final, it is the Huonville Lions doing the majority of the tacking. Very bright start by Lindisfarne, but no reward for their efforts. They are on 2-1-13 to Lindisfarne, 2 behinds. Our goal kickers at this stage, Big Darren Garth's got a single, and Braden Page. And as far as you're seeing, Gons, who have you seen for some of those better players?
Yeah, I think Darren Garth's had a real impact up forward with his creativity. I thought Godfrey in the back line has been really solid, and who was the guy Andrew Crow around the midfield. He's been really solid and tackling, and Liam O'Neill, who I mentioned before, he's making everyone earn a kick out there.
Certainly is. It's all but it's not someone's stars as such. It's been a real team effort, as I alluded to before. They're actually getting in numbers that at the moment they're prepared to run to the contest to help their mate out, which is, you know, crucial in a normal game of football. But in these games, it's who's prepared, and I call it courage. Who's prepared, who's got the courage to do that extra running. So it's going to be an interesting second quarter. Gonzo and I'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second quarter after these messages from our very dear sponsors.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act.
Hobart Oval, as it is Duff TV bringing you all the action of the SFL Gala Day. We've had the Colts, we've had the ladies, and so congratulations in the first instance to Lindisfarne. In the second game, it was the Robins from Brighton. And now we are down to the next two. The reserves and the seniors are both Huonville and the Two Blues. The Two Blues were hotly favoured in this game, but Huonville have really taken up to them. It's Andrew Silverfox Hopwood with Darren Gonzo Johns. Gonzo, you quickly ran down and had a little listen to Ben. What was his message to the players?
Yeah, he said even though Huonville seemed to have dominated play there, they're only a couple of kicks down, and they can really get this back with winning the ball out of the middle and getting it forward. I think there might be the scoring end to the left, so the scoreboard end.
Yeah, we're just looking around there. There's a little bit of breeze sort of favouring left of screen, and it'll be interesting to see if there are any great changes the way they go about their forward entry, because we were talking that it was more a bit of a kick and hope, as that was very, very good play as Styles goes through. He's that sort of player. He just bursts through, no fear for himself, and I think it's going to be reward for effort. So Curtis Styles now goes back. I reckon this will be a directly long kick. Goes towards Huonville's defenders, and they've done that nicely through Cordwell. Gets the big punch, another handball back over. It might have been Sturzica. But again, the defence, just also checking, Gonza, are Huonville playing with a spare in defence? They always seem to have a couple going for the ball in front of Van Cranen. I'd like you to keep your eye on that.
I think they're just first to the ball.
Yeah, yeah. It just appears that, doesn't it? It's very deceptive. It sometimes looks like they almost need to do a head count to Lindisfarne, because they're really prepared to run a lot harder at this early stage. It is the second quarter of the Reserves Grand Final. Still very, very willing as it goes close and, in fact, over the boundary line. And it'll be another throw-in by the umpires. Cracker of a day, early stages of the second quarter. Huonville Lions, we just check on the JMC Motor Car Company scoreboard. They are 2 goals, 1, 13 to Lindisfarne, 0 goals, 2 behinds. But that's my learned colleague said. Really, Huonville, for all their dominance, haven't punished them on the scoreboard. So really, the Two Blues just need to hang in there and have the belief of what they've done all season, and they know that they can play a good brand of footy. As tapping that one back in towards the advantage of O'Neill. Bluey O'Neill he's a hard nut. Close to the boundary line indeed. Over it again, another boundary throw, and it's almost starting the same as in the first quarter here, Gons.
Yeah, and in this ruck contest, you can see Huonville are lining up on the defensive side. There's 3 spare players there on the defensive side of the ruck contest.
I think there's been an infringement here, and it's going to go to Huonville. I saw a little bit of argy-bargy just off the ball, basically at centre half back, and the free kick went to Rinaldi. Rinaldi gets it out to the defensive side. Again, some strong play there by the 2 Blues as they get the handball. Try to arch around. I think that was deemed to be a little bit too high. And the free kick. Well, that's very dangerous. Lucky to get away with it. Favours the bold as running out. Sullivan looked like a gazelle as he came off the half-back flank and takes that kick. Finds his man. Didn't get off the mark, did Ali. Good play by the 2 Blues. Good enough to go back in and get it again. Ball now in dispute. Working their way forward again. It's Clark that comes over the top. And the umpire said there's been another infringement. And I think that was fair enough at the bottom of the pack. And Huonville will take that kick. End over end. Not a great kick to mark as a forward as they came out. Benny Dean's back down there. Gets it across to Rand. Just took his time on that one. And the 2 Blues just kicked that one out of the danger area. Sturziker is at the bottom there. Tries to get it back inboard. There's Swinton again. Got a few possessions. But it's Huonville mopping that one up. Coming back in. And that accuracy that you spoke of, Gons, they're doing it very nicely via their feet.
Yeah, they're using the ball well. Lindisfarne are trying to go direct, but they haven't got a target.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see if any changes might ensue, as that's Jacob Lincoln, who was last as he tried to keep that one in. But it's down the Lindisfarne end as they're attempting to get their first score for the grand final. The big men go up, Stevenson and Rand. Comes back to Huonville, pushing it forward. Now it goes back on that outer side, charging in to get the ball, and Huonville go backwards to create some space, and that was nice play by them. A 2-on-1, and backing back almost Sturziker. He fumbled that one, not paid. The umpire said, I really want you to take a clean possession. High hands. That was a good play there by Ali. Ali gets it inboard, and strong mark by, might have been Fisher. Fisher has had plenty of the ball. Gets it back into a dangerous area. Look, you could see that one a mile off. He's been a bit fortunate, I think, there, Gons. It's going to go to Fisher.
Yeah, he didn't take possession of the ball. He's clever.
He's turned it over again, I think.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity, and Huonville mopping that one up. And it's that kick that's coming in to the forwards that's really letting them down. As taking a safe mark there is Baker. Baker goes in towards centre half forward, and Rand, who I've seen kick for goal before, Gons, and he's normally a pretty good kick.
Yeah, this will give us an indication if there is any breeze going to that end.
As we can see here, a lot more promising. Had a little bit of space in front of him that time was Rand, and he'll go back and have a look at the goals. Everyone holding their breath as Rand taking his time. He normally got a fairly good run in. He's kicked that one from 55. It's going to have to be a huge kick. It goes right to the teeth of goal, and that's Sullivan in the last line of defence. He slips over at an awkward moment. Good tackle there by Sturziker. Comes back out to Huonville. It's a very, very dangerous kick. And kicking it across the goal there, Gons. And Van Cranen. Oh dear, I think we better get the old Oscar out there. What do you think of that one there, Gons?
I wouldn't even give him a logie for that.
So Van Cranen took a mark, but that was good play by the 2 Blues.
Yeah, Wilton's very creative. Good little play. One thing I've noticed is that Bracken's gone forward for Lindisfarne, and Cranfield's gone back where he seems to be more comfortable. So I think that's a better team set up for Lindisfarne, and it'll be interesting to see who Huonville will match up on.
Yeah, Andrew Crowe had been getting plenty of the ball as well for Huonville, but you can see with that last kick that it hasn't been the most effective possession. is lining it up now, kicking towards the goal, leaning back. And I think Benny's missed that other one there.
Yeah, he just poked at that one, didn't he?
He did. He didn't actually kick through that at all. He was almost sort of pushing it towards goal with the hope that it was going to go through. Instead, as he normally kicks, he's more a deliberate type of kick. So now he's just practicing that again as Huonville taking their time. Through foot yet again as Ali has taken that mark.
Yep,
Ali
looking for the switch.
He certainly. Oh my goodness gracious me! It's almost like he was blindsided by the light or something like that. He went directly to Bosworth, and Bosworth comes inside, and Van Cranen has got another kick.
Oh.
What is going on out there, Gons? Surely you can tell the difference between the colours of the Guernseys, because they're hitting them up quite easily, aren't they?
Yeah, the defence is really good. They're closing that space down. The space that the forwards want to lead into, Huonville are getting there quickly. Yeah,
they certainly are. Well spotted by you, as it is going to be another boundary throw in. So it is 7.5 minutes gone here in the second quarter. It is Huonville Lions 2-1-13 to Lindisfarne 3 behinds. Boundary throw in. Comes down. Oh, very good skills there by Stanway to arch his back and spin it. And that's a good tackle there, Gons.
Again, they're probably just too far out to score. And Huonville, you can see there, they've really filled up the space. There's no... This is just going to have to be a long kick to the top of the square.
So now, 2 Blues. Kick it. You're quite right. On his limit. Tackle. Might have been without it, but Huonville doing everything right down in defence. Good handball, give and go. It was Rinaldi who got it back over towards Golding. They teamed nicely.
Westbury.
It was Westbury.
And Swinton's got it.
Yes. So Westbury then did what a small man should have done. He got it into that dangerous area. That's an area where no defender wants the ball, Gons, and Swinton has taken that mark, and you'd normally back Lukey Swinton from here.
Yeah, he's a highly skilled player. I'll nearly back him in there for it.
So Swinton hoping to turn the tide on what has been an inaccurate Lindisfarne, taking his time over the ball. We can see his Guernsey fluttering here. Kicks towards the goals. It's going to be close. It was accurate, but didn't quite have the distance. Reimers comes out. He was where a small forward should be, but he was never going to get away with that one. Look at the defenders come toward him, and it'll be a ball up, as you can see, 10 metres out from the Lindisfarne goal. Taking their time, pushing it. Well played by Huonville. Another handball back towards Rinaldi. And they did that very nicely as they come out towards the attacking side. Lindisfarne now right over the ball. It's pushing towards the boundary line. Gee, the defensive work there by Huonville was elite. They've done it so nicely down there, haven't they, Gons?
Yeah, they're working harder at the moment, and that's why they're getting the results.
As we can see, it's right in front of the interchange area. There is the ball up. Nice tap out by Rand. Gets it towards Zantuck. Zantuck screws it back around. It's 2-on-1. Going over the top. Well defended, though, there by Sullivan. Sullivan gets it out to the outer side. And Garth has taken the mark a long way out from goal. Garth, not a bad kick, but they've got the spare back there. It was assisted by Bosworth. He didn't get it, but a lovely tackle there by Lincoln as he swings his man O'Neill to the ground. And I think the only fair thing was to see that boundary be thrown in. It is 10.5 minutes gone in the 2019 Reserves EIS SFL Grand Final. Good tap out towards Styles. He gets the handball. That's might have been Bluey O'Neill there. Gee, trying to burst their way through. But it was a good tackle there, Gons. They're just tackling has been fantastic, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're closing down the space. Lindisfarne have got no room at all to move the ball, and it's a bad turnover, but
yep.
He's got one coming the other way now. He's found somebody.
Yeah, that's Reimers. Reimers, he'll like his chances from there. He's normally a pretty good kick at the goal, but it's offline. Bailey Westbury looks very likely, doesn't he? He's got good speed.
Yeah, he's played a fair bit of senior footy, and he has got a lot of pace. So I'd just like to see them use it a bit more.
Yep, I agree. Both teams turning that ball over. Didn't take advantage of it. That time, unfortunately, was Clark. and now Huonville take possession of the ball. They drive that ball forward. They've got a big chance now. They've got men on their own, as taking that mark was Guy, and straight away, without Lindisfarne touching the ball, it ends up in the hands of Braden Page, and we know from the previous quarter, Gons, that he's a pretty good kick for goal.
Yeah, be interesting to see what the wind does with this ball. But one skill error there on the half-forward line there for Lindisfarne. Could have been going back into goal, and here we are lining up at the other end now for Huonville.
So Braden Page, we're directly behind the kick. Let's have a look at it. Looks very nice. Swinging back.
Yep.
It is swinging back, and he has put that one through. He's had 2 shots on goal, and it is crucial in any game of football, but more so in these big games, Gons, when you have your opportunities, you've got to take them by the scruff of the neck, and that's what the Huonville forwards are doing right now.
Yeah, he judged the breeze there beautifully, and that's a great kick.
That was his natural kicking arc. I saw on the first kick, some is right to left, and he's left to right, and he is a dead set right to left, just slightly, and it favoured him. He measured it beautifully, as we see now Huonville with a very, very handy lead. It is nearly 13 minutes gone in the grand final, and the Lions are 3-1-19 to Lindisfarne, who have got the yips around goal. They've had a few opportunities, and going forward again with a lovely strong mark with plenty of area. Huonville take that one, and I haven't got a name on that player, Gons. Do you know who this young man is? Let's just double check on some of our notes. Well, sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that might be Mulder.
Gee, if anyone knows, you will know. It is Daniel Mulder. You are absolutely right. So Mulder, taking his time on his left boot, goes right to the edge, can't get one, and here is an opportunity to come out of goal. It's close to the boundary line, picked up by Lincoln, and Lincoln goes out towards Remus, but intercepting with a lovely mark there was a tap with desperation was the Huonville defence, and that's what they've been doing all the time, Gons, isn't it? They've been prepared to hard run, gut run to get and spoil.
Yeah, Lindisfarne have gone a little bit. They've got some strong players around the ball, but there's probably not enough speed there.
Yep.
I'd like to. Yeah, Westbury's just off the back of this one, but.
So now it is down to Bosworth. Bosworth arches his back, gets it into that area of danger. They've got the numbers slipping over at the wrong moment now. Might have been McPherson who might have a give and go. He screws it towards the goal, end on end. And from set shots where potentially they really probably got him, Gons, Jakey McPherson has got something out of nothing, and that'll give him a lot of confidence. Yeah,
they just got the ball going their way, and well done to Bosworth. And it wasn't clean and tidy, but it got the result, and Cordwell just missed that one there. Good handball there from Zantuck.
I think what was really good about that, Gons, they got it in there really quickly, which meant that they had some space.
Yeah,
to
they
work
didn't have the chance to cover the space at the end so well.
Huonville have been really good at getting numbers back, but they didn't have an opportunity on that particular time. So a very, very handy goal to the two Blues, and that was their first. They are 1-4-10, trailing the Huonville Lions 3-1-19. So same amount of shots on goal, but Huonville have been the more accurate once the ball's got into their forward 50 arc. They're trying to hold it in now, and that'll give them some confidence, the two Blues. Huonville, handball out, soccering off the ground there was Remus, who's gone on to the ball, having a bit of a run, getting some influence and getting his dukes on it. It's close to the line indeed, it's over, and another boundary throw in.
And again, Lindisfarne just nice and scrappy. They just got it going their way. There was nothing too clean about it, but they've gained 50 or 60 metres.
That's what it's all about, isn't it, Gons, is just getting that momentum going forward, and again taking another strong mark. I've liked the look of this man's game. It was
Crow.
Yep, certainly was. Crow's been good. Close to the line. Another handball out. Comes out towards Clark. Rand goes back into a very dangerous area as Guy mops that one up. Good spoil. Big opportunity now for the Lions as they get their handball out. Goes forward to Ali. He's pushed, and almost a bit of volleyball there, and I think the umpire's going to say that's a throw, Gons. Is that the way you've seen it? Well, he has. That's the way he's called it. I think he just tried to tap it, but he says you can't tap it with your fingers like that and push. It's a throw. And if you want to do that, you've got to fist it. That's how the umpires paid it. And now it's going to be a free kick and a shot on goal to Mulder. Mulder, gee, you'd think he'd get this one through, taking a stuttering steps, but it has gone all clear. And what good teams do, Gons, is answer the challenge. So the challenge was laid there by the two Blues when they got that goal, and Huonville getting it forward, and just like that, they've got that goal back.
Yeah, tough decision that. I'll have to check my rule book on that one. But yeah, it's such a costly decision too. So Huonville made them pay, and Lindisfarne have got a bit of a fight on their hands. See, it'll be interesting to see if they're up for it.
They certainly have. Has just got the goggles out and having a closer look at some of the players. There's a bit of sweat on the brow there, Gons. They are really running hard, but they've got all the reward so far, have Huonville, and again an infringement, and it is going to go to Huonville, and they take their time, and in they go again, out towards Garth, who's normally a pretty reliable mark. In his attempt to tackle, I think he might have just got him a bit low there, Gons.
Got him on the leg, yep.
So now it's out towards that wing position, going up. If not a mark, it was certainly going to be a free kick, and I think that's the way it's been paid.
Yeah, Justin Myers, he wants to move it quickly, looking for Rand.
Yes, he saw Dars Rand comes out. He's a good target, good cut of a man. Driving that inside there, forward 50. On the lead, Van Cranen coming out. But again, Huonville, when they have the time up their sleeve, Gons, they're being able to get that spare man back. So really, Lindisfarne have to work so hard and get that back. If I was the two Blues, I'd be getting that ball in very, very quickly. Just a bit of confusion on who's got the kick.
Yep.
So it is now going to go to Lindisfarne. Low driving kick coming out with Sammy Godfrey. He spoils. Good handball. They've got. They're just teaming up nicely, but an errant handball finds its way back down. There's going to be another free kick. What's this one for? It's going to go to Van Cranen, I think, for a push. Let's have a look. No, is that how it's been paid, or has it gone to Huonville?
Sturziker, I think.
Sturziker, is it? I was just a little bit confused on that one. Anyway.
Not much in that one either.
No, I didn't quite see that one, but I'm not as close as the umpires, and they've done a cracking job, so we'll go with them. So now, shot on goal. I think he's made him work, but it looks pretty good to me. And it is all clear. That's Julian Sturziker's first goal and Lindisfarne's second. The game's starting to open up a bit now, Gons.
Yeah, probably twice there now we've seen with the quick ball into that top of the square, the Huonville backs have panicked a little bit and grabbed hold of the jumper. So I think that's what Sturziker's was,
yep.
And I think Van Cranen just before quarter time. So it just goes to show if you do get in there quick enough, you can get the defence on the back foot.
Well, as a defender, you don't like it when the ball comes in. There's nowhere to hide. When it's packed, like you've always got someone who can come across and help, but you're exposed when it's a one-on-one, and a forward loves that. As the siren has sounded here for half-time, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 2019 EIS SFL Reserves Grand Final here at North Hobart Oval. It is Lindisfarne 2-4-16 trailing Huonville 4-1-25. For Lindisfarne, it was Julian Sturziker and Jake McPherson, both those goals coming in the second quarter. And for Huonville Lions, a very, very accurate. Baden Page has got 2, Darren Garth a single, and Mulder has also got 1. So the coaches are coming out. They'll take them in and have a few words. How have you seen the game, Gons?
Yeah, I think full credit to the Huonville defence. They've really shut down the space. They've really closed the dangerous forwards down. Tim Bracken's got his hands on the ball quite a lot, but hasn't been able to clunk the mark.
Yep.
I'd expect to see him come out bigger and better after half-time. And he's going to be a difficult matchup. I think the other guy we mentioned, Cranfield, he looked a bit more comfortable in defence.
Yes.
But still, Huonville are just working harder, and that's why they've got the lead. A few lazy efforts from the Lindisfarne forwards. I can't recall too many forward half tackles where the the Huonville guys are really, the Lions, they're all over them around that midfield. So
yep.
I think just to finish off there, Rand's winning in the ruck, but I think Huonville are winning the stoppages. So
yeah, I agree with you there, and it'll be fascinating to see what Chris Jackson has to say to his men's, conversely with Ben Van Cranen. So the boys are going to take a spell, as we can see. I think the seniors are coming out just to get together, just to get the feel of the day. But it's all about the reserves at the moment. We've got a really good, hard-fought, tight game here, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you're enjoying the coverage on Duff TV as we just check the JMC Motor Car Company scoreboard again. It is the Huonville Lions 4-1-25 to Lindisfarne 2-4-16. We're going to take a break here at halftime, and we'll be back with what is always a pivotal quarter of football, the third quarter, very shortly. Well played by Godfrey, and now they're away as they come through down to that centre half. Oh, going up, taking a great strong mark. Gee, that was nice play by Bracken. Just
and he's very experienced.
And you can see there he got a nice tap out there out towards Swinton, but now it's picked up.
Westbury.
Yeah, that was Westbury hooking. Oh, hooking back, and it's a front and centre. But across the ball, got into good position there, Gonzo. That was quite a promising move.
Yeah, that was Nathan Cranfield.
Braden guy, and I think he might have just told him, you didn't put your body over that one, and he just came to remind him. So there we go, and we can see umpire Duffy just going to have that boundary throw in. He's got to keep an eye on that umpire Duffy as well, Gonzo. He tends to ball watch a little bit and just hide himself there. Just hope he doesn't take after his father. Well, he certainly doesn't, isn't he? He's pencil thin and fit as a trout as that ball goes back in towards the centre of the ground, and a strong mark there taken by Campese. Come out with you, then you are free as Garth lining it up. That looks pretty good from here. And Garth has put that one through for the first goal of the game. And Huonville in the lead. They are 1 goal straight 6 to win this kick. So I'll have a good look at it as he comes in now. It'll be right on his distance. He gets a good piece of the ball. That's a magnificent kick as he turns to the Huonville faithful, puts the fist in the air. Gonzo, I put it to you, that was as good a kick as you see anyone kick from that particular part of the ground.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a, you saw that ball tail a bit. There's a bit of a breeze going that way, and he judged it.
Awkward moment. Good tackle there by Sturziker. Comes back out to Huonville. That's a very, very dangerous kick. And kicking it across the goal there, Gons. And Van Cranen. Oh dear, I think we better get the old Oscar out there. What do you think of that one there, Gons?
I wouldn't even give him a logie for that.
But that time, unfortunately, was Clark. And now Huonville take possession of the ball. They drive that ball forward. They've got a big chance now. They've got men on their own. As taking that mark was Guy. And straight away, without Lindisfarne touching the ball, it ends up in the hands of Braden Page. And we know from the previous quarter, Gons, that he's a pretty good kick for goal.
Yeah, be interesting to see what the wind does with this ball. But one skill error there on the half-forward line there for Lindisfarne. Could have been going back into goal, and here we are lining up at the other end now for Huonville.
So Braden Page, we're directly behind the kick. Let's have a look at it. Looks very nice. Swinging back. Yep. It is swinging back, and he has put that one through. He's had 2 shots on goal, and it is crucial.
Back of this one, but
so now it is down to Bosworth. Bosworth arches his back, gets it into that area of danger. They've got the numbers slipping over at the wrong moment now. Might have been McPherson who might have a give and go. He screws it towards the goal, end on end. And from set shots where potentially they really probably got him, Gons, Jakey McPherson has got something out of nothing, and that'll give him a lot of confidence. They get their handball out, goes forward to Ali. He's pushed, and almost a bit of volleyball there. And I think the umpire's going to say that's a throw, Gons. Is that the way you've seen it? He has. That's the way he's called it. I think he just tried to tap it, but he says you can't tap it with your fingers like that and push. It's a throw. And if you want to do that, you've got to fist it. That's how the umpires paid it. And now it's going to be a free kick and a shot on goal to Mulder. Mulder, gee, you'd think he'd get this one through, taking a stuttering steps, but it has gone all clear. And what good teams do, Gons, is answer the challenge. So the challenge was laid there by the two Blues when they got that goal. I didn't quite see that one, but I'm not as close as the umpires, and they've done a cracking job, so we'll go with them. So now, shot on goal. I think he's made him work, but it looks pretty good to me. And it is all clear. That's Julian Sturziker's first goal and Lindisfarne second. The game's starting to open up a bit now, Gons. That as the siren has sounded here for half-time, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 2019 EIS SFL Reserves Grand Final here at North Hobart Oval. It is Lindisfarne 2-4-16 trailing Huonville 4-1-25.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to North Hobart Oval. It is the Duff TV live stream of what is a huge day here. It is the EIS SFL Grand Finals. So it's been a lovely day so far. Just to recap, we've had the Colts, and that was won by Lindisfarne. Then the ladies' grand final was fantastic to see Brighton get that win. And now we are into the third of our games, and it is the Two Blues v Huonville Lions for this one, and it is the Huonville Lions 4-1-25 leading Lindisfarne 2-4-16. It's going to be very interesting to see here, Gons, what changes the coaches have made. Just sort of looking out there, can you see any major personnel change in any positions or anything structurally? I'll be interested as you cast your very, very knowledgeable eyes over the ground. But picking up where they left off, well played there by Campese, getting it forward for Huonville. Gee whiz, with the blink of an eye and only seconds gone, it has drifted right down into their forward line, and it's only 14 seconds gone. A boundary throw in a very, very strong position here for the Huonville Lions.
That bounce of the football can be cruel sometimes.
Yeah. Also, just looking at that 50 arc there, Gons, it's Huonville have really loaded up with some numbers behind that ball, so the True Blues have got to be careful where they kick it. And as we speak, it goes to one of them, working really hard back there. That was Campese, but the Two Blues have done a really good job to get that ball forward, forcing it out. Dispossessed that time was McPherson. Comes back towards Huonville. I think held a little bit too long in the tackle, and Huonville will relieve the pressure.
Yep, Sam Godfrey again, he's played a really solid game down there.
Yeah, haven't minded Godfrey's game. And the other fellow that I've liked, which we didn't mention, was probably James Lang, who's been quite pivotal for Huonville. Of course, the 2011 William Leach medalist. He'd be a very handy player to have in their lineup, as the ball is in the true centre position now. Comes out, handball towards Wilcox, dispossessed.
Speaking of Lang,
and there he is.
He's a bull, isn't he?
Oh, he's very strong. He's a no-nonsense sort of player as it comes further afield. Now they're starting to look a little bit dangerous. Comes back inboard. It's going towards the goals and just offline, but some really good signs nice and early here, Gons.
Yeah, they haven't backed off anything. They're not just content with their lead. They're going to push on.
Yes, they certainly are. As now Lindisfarne taking that one through. It's McPherson. He's got a fair bit of the ball even early in this section. Goes out wide, defensive side of the ground. Back over is Baker. Can't take possession of the ball. It's close to the boundary line. There's an appeal, and that appeal has said, I think that's fair enough, as the Two Blues play on very quickly, and it's a very scrubby kick. I guess the intent was right there, Gons, wasn't it, to try and move the ball quickly, but it was an errant kick. Maybe just take your time and let the forwards set up might have been more prudent on that particular occasion.
Just really a lack of composure.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was Sullivan getting it back in towards Bluey O'Neill. But the umpire says, I just don't like the way that ball came in so quickly. I want you to take it again. And so it's going back out to McPherson.
It's going to Lindisfarne.
Yeah, I guess that's why he didn't like it. It was the opposition. So swinging around there is Styles. Styles gets it up, goes towards Wilcox again. That's Rand who takes possession. And it's going to be a ball up. Good strong tackle. And as has been the theme of the day, each time a Lindisfarne player gets up, there's two Huonville players come over the top to try and help them out. That was Zantuck, the flight-footed player there. Couldn't get away, and another ball up. It's down the right end, though, as far as the Two Blues are concerned. Rand gets a tap, goes as far as O'Neill. He just slams it on the boot. Running hard towards it was Baker, but Huonville pick it up. Goes out towards the fleet-footed movement player there in Mulder. He can't get a handle on it, and it'll be another boundary throw in.
Actually, I went down the rooms there at a half-time hop, and number 27 is Adam Golding.
Adam Golding, is it?
Yeah, he's played a good game. There's just a bit of a mix-up there on the program.
Gee whiz, that's why you get paid the big bucks. Adam Golding there at 27. We can only call them as we see them. We know a lot of the players, of course, especially you've seen most of these players week in, week out, but it's a little bit tricky sometimes from afar, so we're very pleased that that's the case. And Goldie, in fact, has done very nicely and been a goal kicker. So ball in dispute. That was Sice coming in really hard, as he has done all year. And not happy with a little bit of treatment, I think there was O'Neill. Just gives a bit of a push and a shove. Rand goes up against his co-baton in Stevenson. Comes back through the middle of the ground. Go long. Oh, hands up, and I think was impeded in an attempt to mark that ball, Gons.
Yep.
Certainly made the umpires aware of exactly what was happening. And the free kick now will go to Timmy Bracken.
Yeah, he's been competing well, Tim. He just hasn't got his hands on the ball, and there might have been a little bit of a scrag there by Kyle Doyle. I think that is on the mark.
Oh, that kick didn't quite get good purchase on it, and like all good defenders do, should be playing in front. And so the Lions can repel this attack and try and set something up for themselves. Coming up over the top, I think that was Sice, and was unrealistic as far as the umpire was concerned. It was almost clean bowled there. Coming back out was Page. Page sends it down towards the Garth direction, and Garth provided a strong contest. Trent Clark was deemed to be impeding his attempt to mark the ball, as we're going to have a look on the Mood Food replay. Two big men holding on to each other there, Gons, but the umpire said that was unfair, and Garth to take the free kick.
It was just an errant hand there that did cop Garthy a bit high. I'll tell you what, I wish these umpires around when I was playing. I'd have kicked 1,000.
Oh, there you go. So it is now Garth comes in, kicks towards goal. He pushed it a bit right, but I think it's done the job.
They're making them pay.
Oh, excellent work by Garth. He is a solid, strong man, and he's going to take a really good backman to hold him. And you can see the worth here as stutters and then comes directly at his target. Lovely kick, pointing the toe at where he wants it to go. And Garthy puts through his second goal, and Huonville Lions 5th, and they are 5-2-32 to Lindisfarne 2-4-16. Do you think, excuse me, at this stage, Gons, that the coaching fraternity there at Lindisfarne will be getting concerned and at this stage?
I was just about to say, Hop, they've gone smaller in the midfield with Zantuck, Fisher and Swinton in there.
Yep.
So they've gone for pace rather than strength.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see then if that move holds up.
They've got to try something.
Okay, so that ball came out and they tried to soccer that one off through the agency of Clark, but good defending by Huonville again, as it's going to be a boundary throw in. But they've had some opportunities, some good set shot goals with pretty close to goal, but didn't take their opportunities. Umpire Duffy will throw this one in. Lovely throw in. Ruckman go up. Well played there by Van Cranen to just move his man aside and have a shot on goal. But it only goes as far as that defensive kick to Ryan Bosworth. And Bosworth now, it's a pretty tough shot from there, I think. We'll see how he goes.
Normally plays in defence, Bosworth.
He's got hold of it. It's going close to the goal line, front and centre. Have we got any small forwards? We haven't. As Huonville, through weight of numbers, they've done that so well today.
Great composure.
Yeah, it was good composure. That was absolutely the correct word to use. As it comes back in with interest via Zantuck, who's getting his hands on the ball a little bit. Only goes as far as Sullivan, who's done a nice job. Good spoil there by Godfrey. Only goes down towards Swinton as he picked that up. It's Westbury who snaps that one towards the goals, and it's offline and through for the minor score. But it was a very lively play, and a quick take of the kick in there, Gons, has gone very wide, and the two Blues are going to have another shot on goal.
And I think he's a left footer too, so this could be right up his alley.
Trying to find Rinaldi, couldn't do so, and Justin Myers will go back and have a shot on goal. We'll see how costly it's going to be.
Maybe he's not.
Let's have a look.
Oh no, there you go.
There it is. Left footer goes across and hits that upright. And it'll be a free kick here played to Huonville. So no damage done, very fortunately, for the Lions.
Surprised he didn't run around and have a bit of a snap at that one, but...
Yeah, I think it probably, on the angle where he was gone, probably needed to open up that gap slightly.
Yeah, this is Doyle here. He's playing pretty well. Can remember a couple of great players back in the 87 flag, Tim and Mick Doyle's.
So young Kyle's a son, is it?
No, you'd be a cousin, because there's a couple of 100,000 of them down there in the Huon. But the Doyles, they're a great family. And
strong Huonville connections and good football family.
Yeah, Nick was coach of Huonville last year.
So that was Crow back to Renardi. Goes, that's a really good, strong mark. That one gone's taken by Page, who's gone forward. But talking of strong marks, across half-back, just drifting across, the two Blues repel that attack, and it comes towards Dean.
Cranfield, so he looks a bit more comfortable there at centre half-back. But
yeah, he does, doesn't he? He actually looked good actually going at the ball instead of having to turn.
Yeah.
Some players are like that, aren't they? It is a different game when you have to get and stop and arch and turn around. So well played there by the two Blues as they go into attack.
They need to get someone on the move here. Fisher needs to get on the move.
Yes,
which he is.
There he is. We can see that. So now it comes back further afield to Sturziker. Sturziker going towards the goals. It was accurate, but didn't quite have the distance. And Lindisfarne are doing all the attacking at the minute, but not getting the full reward as they move on to 2-6-18. The Lions 5-2-32, but they're looking a lot brighter with these forward thrust gons.
Yeah, they're getting there again. The composure. They're not finding the target. They're kicking with a bit of hope, and it makes it easy for the defence to chop it off. So they need to do something just a little bit different, whether they get it to the fat side.
Yep. Both teams really haven't seen too many quick changes of play. They've sort of been, I guess, more than anything, slightly predictable. Yep. In the way they've been going the forward line, as we see that again, going towards the pack, and it's been easy to defend with the big fist that knocks it out right underneath the Roy Kazali stand.
Yeah, if they've got to lower their eyes. If they're going to keep going to the top of the square, it's easy for the defence, but Huonville aren't allowing them any space either, so they've just got to find a way here.
Okay, so the boundary throw in. Tapped out. Well done there by McPherson. McPherson's got a lot more kicks. Ooh, someone's not too happy there.
Yeah, Sturziker's getting a bit frustrated.
I think that's more towards the point, isn't it? It's a little bit of frustration given they've had such a strong year. Only the one loss. Here is umpire Duffy. Throws it in. Stevenson and Rand go up. Comes back out towards Westbury. Lions mop that one up.
Yeah,
well
Doyle
played.
Again.
It's Doyle Wilcox. They're really teaming up well. They're looking for each other. As soon as they take possession, there seems to be someone there ready to receive the ball as that one comes, and it's chipped off here by Wilcox.
That was the one that probably should have went to the top of the square.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? They went the short pass, but it was cut off. So now Rand. Well, while they've had this ball gons, they've had it a lot of this quarter, but really haven't got a lot of reward for it. And the one time that Huonville's gone inside their 50, it was a mark by Garth, and he slotted it through. So Bosworth, he lost the handle. He gets it backwards now, though, towards Clark. He's fighting hard to try and push that ball forward, but these stoppages like this will only play into the hands of Huonville at this stage, Gons.
Yep, I'd like to see someone put their head over the ball here and win a free kick.
Yep. So Fisher gets the kick. He pushes it out towards that forward 50 again, another inside 50. Running hard is Duggan. Duggan close to the line. Yes.
And I think Huonville will be reasonably happy with the ball stuck on that wing out there. We did mention before it is the defensive side of the ground, and it's going to be hard to score from there.
Yeah, it sure is. And they've been the ones who have had the quick break, and they capitalised from that one. It's been a good tussle between Stevenson and Rand. And again, so let's see what Lindisfarne. Oh, they go up, but almost couldn't quite take it. And they're defending so well. How long can they keep their finger in the dike? That's the question, Gons, as Rand's going to go back. And from what we saw of his last kick, this might just about be in distance for him.
Yeah, I think, Ollie's, he's just got to get,
Oh, he's gone the short pass.
Yeah.
He obviously knew the limitations, and there's been a free kick here.
Tim Bracken's looking likely down forward. He's seen days where he clunks everything, and today he's just at 50-50. So he's looking dangerous.
Yep, he certainly is. If one of them sticks, that'll really bolster his confidence as Fisher sees the lead out there towards Van Cranen, and it's been honoured, and it's going to be a shot on goal by Van Cranen. And this is probably not a bad shot for him here, Gons, because he's going to have to kick through the ball. He won't be able to steer it from there, which he has done on his 2 previous opportunities.
Yeah, Brenton Alley there, just be careful. He doesn't want to give away 50 metres by going in too close.
You can see him. You can see his kick goes in again, but he has pushed it to the inner side, and only the minor score. So, although they're doing all the attacking at the moment, the Lindisfarne 2 Blues, they are somewhat inaccurate, and they are 2 goals 7-19, trailing the Lions 5 goals 2-32. It's nearly 16 minutes gone, in the EIS Property SFL Reserves Grand Final here at North Hobart Oval. So that's O'Neill.
Yeah, they're happy to work it out with the slow play, and it's working for them. Lindisfarne are bombing it and turning it over, and these guys, the Huon Lions, are keeping possession.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they don't mind if they do a 50-50 once it gets out towards that wing position. They'll back their other players, and that's smart players. High hands shown by Sullivan. Gets it over to a hard-working Cordwell. Pushing forward again. Stevenson's been good in the ruck position and done a lot of bullocking. And he goes as far as Styles, and I think he's going to be pinged for holding the ball on that particular. Got to be careful. I thought he was going to go him a little bit too high, and in fact he might be pinged for 50 here, Gons.
Yeah.
You can't grab a guy in the jump. The umpires just hate that, don't they?
Yeah, Trent Clark there just got a little bit over-exuberant, and the push off the ball there is probably unnecessary.
So Mitchell Sullivan is going to go back, and as we've said before, Gons, that one team has done all the attacking, but they've had the quick play, and it's now Sullivan. Sullivan kicks towards the goals, and the 2 Blues have got the numbers down there, and they take a strong mark.
Yeah, Cranfield there, he reads the play well from the ball coming in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it that he certainly looks very comfortable down back as he's
That's
taken
a great effort. That was a 3-on-1 there if they dropped that ball.
That was Sturziker. So Sturziker, as you heard Gonzo say, that was crucial that he clutched onto that one, gets it back on towards Clark.
Yeah, and no team's really switched play at all today, and there was an opportunity there, and now they're...
Yeah, they had the numbers, didn't they?
Yeah.
Notice Rand is out on the commentary side, is trying to barge their way through, get something going.
They're trying to create it, but it's just not working for it. They're fumbling.
So O'Neill with a strong tackle. He certainly has applied pressure right throughout the day. Alley moves it along quickly, out to a lead. Can't take it. That was Page who was on the break. Certainly a lot smaller there other than Garth. And again, I think that might be, is it Sturziker, who's getting a little bit riled up. And a boundary throw in.
Yeah, I think Lindisfarne are playing into Huon Lions' hands here at the moment by going back down the line, and they need to spread them by going with the switch.
Absolutely, as Swinton picks that one up. Swinton goes out wide, looking for Clark. He can't take the mark, but you know he's going to compete hard, as does Sturziker. And it'll be a ball up, as it's certainly not going to come out of there. Good fierce tackling, and this slow pace that Huonville is adopting is really suiting them and frustrating the 2 Blues as well, Gons.
It is, yeah. And Sturziker's working hard in there, and he's got it out. That's good play.
It certainly was.
He was on the move.
Yep, Myers now. We know he's a left footer. He turns, and they've got the numbers now. It's Westbury. He spins, goes the kick, looking for a stronger mark. There's 2-on-1 and taking a really good mark and going to go back and have a shot. Oh, he's decided to handball off.
Oh, Bracken, he finally took that grab that we were talking about.
He didn't look comfortable at all then, Gons, didn't he? We'll have a look on the Mood Food replay in just a few moments. As soon as he took the mark, he looked for someone to hand this off. Have a look at this. Look at his eyes. Looking, and he had to quickly get it off. Anyway,
Zantuck was flat-footed and he wasn't the right option.
No, he certainly wasn't.
He didn't want it. Look, he's got his...
Yep. Anyway, it's now coming back. And that might be Sice. Sice has got possession of the ball. Nearly 20 minutes dead.
Swinton.
Yeah. Swinton gets it back in towards this area of danger as Van Cranen.
He needs to. He's the coach. He really needs to go back and slot this. He slots this. There's only a goal in it, and it's game on.
Well, the interesting thing here, Gons, he's such a good goal kicker, but he's had three set shots, and hasn't been able to. And tradition, that does play on your mind, doesn't it?
Well, he's got to do a Peter Hudson here, mate, and hit the clock on the orange stand.
Here it is. So Benny Van Cranen, who's been terrific for the two Blues, the playing coach, he comes in, pushes back, kicks towards the goal, and it's hit the post. He almost went the early crow thinking, I've finally slotted that one through, but it's hit the top of the post, and only the minor scores. So it's all set up for what's going to be an enthralling last quarter. Lindisfarne 2-9-21, Huonville Lions 5-2-32. For the Lions, Brandon Page has got two, Darren Garth got a couple, and Adam Goldie has got one. And for the two Blues, Sturzica and McPherson, their goal kickers. But Van Cranen has a few opportunities gone.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed. He's a much better kick for goal than that. I think he's kicked 4 behinds now, and leadership was needed there. And I don't understand why players don't try and kick the ball up into the grandstand. I mean, it helps hold its trajectory better, and it's like they don't want to kick it over the fence. It's bizarre to me. I was always taught you kick it as far as you can, and somebody will go get the ball for you.
Yes, you got to kick through the ball. It's very wise words from our special comments man, Darren Gonzo Johns. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is three-quarter time at the EIS SFL Reserve Grade Grand Final. We're going to take a break as we see Huonville 21 trailing the Lions 32. And it's going to be fascinating to see if the two Blues can mount a charge, or can the Huonville Lions hang on. We'll be back with the last quarter very shortly.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here.
So it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen, the last 20 minutes of footy here for the season for these two combatants who've had such a good game so far. But it's Huonville have worked the hardest. Have they got the fitness? Have they got the run in their legs? Or have what has been a dominant season for Lindisfarne, have they got the get up and go to find a way to get their way back into this match? It's going to be interesting to see. Well, already Lindisfarne got possession, but how about that for the old 1%ers there? As it came back out was Crow, good spoil at Huonville from what was an early looking attack, has been repelled as they go forward. And we heard at three-quarter time, I went down there, Gons, and they spoke how crucial it was to get that first goal for Huonville. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens for the two Blues as Westbury picks it up, just taking his time and coming back over towards Styles. Styles back through the middle. Westbury can't pick it up. He does a good job just to find valuable meterage. They look a little bit more lively at the moment. Good pick up. It's been deemed a throw, I think. Yeah. And it's going to be a free kick here to the two Blues. That's just what the doctor ordered. And Bailey Westbury is going to go back and have a crack at the goals. Be right on his measure there, Gons.
Yeah, great effort from Westbury. He was involved in about 4 different passages of play from the half-back line there to the half-forward line. So he's either decided to lift or the coach has given him a rocket.
Here he goes. He kicks that ball. Goes deep into the attack. The big man over the back, but it's front and centre.
Oh dear, wasted opportunity again.
It is. Andrew Clark had it from, well, he was inside the 10 metres area, but couldn't put it through. You certainly only get so many opportunities, don't you, Gons, as far as momentum swings are concerned, and you've got to grab onto them with both hands.
Yeah, and the Lindisfarne forwards aren't pushing out enough here to help their midfield either. They're hanging in back inside the 50, and that's going to be dangerous because Huonville could run away with it here.
So Huonville have been really good on the counter-attack, actually. I've liked the way they've gone about their work.
Yep.
Good handball back indoors. Couldn't quite get the handle on it, but they go back in and just try and hold this one till the Cavalry gets here to help. Oh, they do so. Barging way forward. Good, tough, honest play there. It was Crouch on the side. He's helped by O'Neill. But it's going to be another ball in. But with 2 minutes gone, this is all to the aid and to the advantage of Huonville. Good tap out. That's Stevenson, and he's had a really good game so far. An advantage towards Sullivan. Goes back inboard. Out comes Garth. Takes like the big Titanic to turn around, but he did a really good job with a blind turn by Bennett. Going towards the goals. Which way is it going to bounce? Just off to the side. But that's another valuable score to the Lions. So they move on to 5-3-33. Lindisfarne 2-10-22. Kicks up through the centre. Oh, great courage there. That was Campese. And he'll take the free kick. Gee, he showed great courage there, Gons.
Yeah, and the slow play from the back line really is not helping Lindisfarne. They've got to take some chances.
Oh, picking that one up with not a lot of places to go. That was Goldie, and it's gone towards the boundary line, and the umpires will throw it in.
And the Huon Lions, their forward line pressure is greater than Lindisfarne's, and they're able to hold it in their forward 50 at the moment.
So now In it comes. Huonville at the bottom of the pack. Reimers picks it up. Reimers just goes towards, I was going to say, the safety of that boundary line, and it just bounced in so close. And now it will be another boundary throw in with 4 minutes elapsed in this last quarter, 20-minute quarters. So crucial for the two Blues to get this first goal, Gons.
Yep, they really need to get this clearance and they need to get on their bike.
So that was Reimers, who's now turned into defence, goes towards Bosworth. Bosworth gets it inside the 50, but Huonville again through numbers. Oh, good smother there by Lindisfarne. Getting it back, appealing all but for one in the back, but the umpire was having none of it as it comes over towards Campese. Well played by Crouch, diving on it. Great desperation, but the Lions pick it up. It's so close, and Stevenson comes out to try and grab it, but not before it crosses the line.
Yeah, they just seem to be a bit directionless going into forward. Like Bosworth had plenty of room, and he just went to like a 50-50 contest, I think. I would like to see Bracken leading right up the corridor there.
Yeah, even carried that ball just a tad further, but
yes,
you need people to tell you what's going on to get a sense if you were free or not, and so maybe a little bit of lack of communication.
Yeah, that perceived pressure. The team's under pressure and they're making some rash decisions at the moment.
So it is Huonville now inching towards a flag. So I wouldn't be thinking that just yet. They just need to keep their concentration. It'll only take a quick couple of kicks from Lindisfarne, and they've been a very, very good team so far this season. Is it back in the centre of the ground? Comes towards the Lions. Lovely handball over to Wilcox, who drives it in. Oh, the man in front, that's a good mark, Gons, as we've seen all day.
That's a great mark. He's a really creative forward, Page. He's really presented, and he's almost the difference. He's
Yep. Great mark. And so Page, we know, will move the ball from his right to left traditionally.
The distance might just test him here from what we've seen.
Gons. It's going to be right on his limit. Anyway, it is Braden Page taking his time, coming in, and I think because it was on his limit, he went for that extra metre there, Gons, and pushed it too wide.
Yep.
Reimers taking the free kick from deep in defence out towards Styles.
You've got to come up the middle here to Zantuck.
Yeah,
good.
They certainly do. This is on the defensive side.
He had all his weight going back there and just could not get the penetration on the kick.
I think the runner needs to get out, Gons. I'm a wily old veteran like your good self, and you're not going to win games going the outer side. That's too defensive. You've got to come across the commentary side. Yeah,
it was just a bit of a skill error there. I can understand they're trying to go that side and open the play up a bit. Skill errors are starting to pay, and he's a good young player, Zantuck, but he had all his weight going on his back foot there, and that's what made him pull the kick.
Yep. And it's interesting too. That's high. That's high. Garth's got the free kick. And there is a reasonable breeze out there too, Gons. I went out to the Huonville huddle just to see that, and it is favouring the end that Garth is now kicking. And as you said earlier in the game, there's a whistle. What's happened? It's a 50 metre. Oh my goodness. And what was a 50-50 kick at best is now put down your glasses. Even the old Silver Fox is going to kick it from there. Garth has slotted that one through for the crucial opening goal of the last quarter, and that has moved Huonville Lions to 6-3-39 to Lindisfarne 2-10-22. Very handy break now, Gons.
Yeah, that I think I would have backed Garthy in anyway. He's a pretty skilled player. That was just a minor infringement in the behind play from Bracken, and the umpire behind play decided to...
he didn't like it.
No.
And at 50 metres for that infringement. So 8 minutes gone now. They all but need to double their score from what they've been doing for 3.5 quarters, Gons, into the last 8 minutes of play, the last 12 minutes of play.
Yep, and here's Bracken. He's got an opportunity now.
Here he goes. He picks it up. That's a clever kick going back inboard. But how about the desperation shown then by Huonville as Sturziker gets it in, tries to go the mark. It might have been pushed, and that's the way the umpire has seen it. And so now, will someone stand up? Is it Zantuck who's going to go back and slot the goal and give Lindisfarne the lift they require?
Yeah, he's a good young player, and I'd expect Dylan Zantuck to kick this goal. But the defence from Huonville again, they can sniff this premiership, and they were fantastic there that contest before.
Yeah, a bit unlucky as Zantuck goes towards the goal, and he has pushed that one across the goal gons. Again,
another kick that just cleared the line.
That breeze might be just that little bit stronger, as I say. It was certainly favouring the Horry-Gorringe stand end, which is the end for the uninitiated that Huonville are kicking to, and that might have played havoc with that last kick from Zantuck. So Bosworth with the last man to touch it, as it's going to be a boundary line throw in.
Getting edgy on the bench down there, the Huon Lions, they can feel this.
Oh, they can smell it, Gons. There's no doubt about that, as they just don't want to go the early crow yet, because there's still plenty of life in the two Blues. They've been a good team, or been a great team in this competition. As we've spoke about before, they only had the one loss. As the throw-in comes, they need some inspiration. Rand gets it to Fisher. In turn, gets it across to, I think that was Zantuck, back to Clark. Clark quickly rushes it forward towards Van Cranen, and Van Cranen will just given the signal out. He's going to take the tap in so that the ruckman Rand can be a kick behind play.
Well spotted, Hop.
So there you go. Ball in. Van Cranen tries to take it out of the air, but just lost the handle on that. High tackle all but by Fisher. And it was not seen.
Oh,
he's certainly seen that one, and I think this is a 50 as well, isn't it? This will give him a bit of opportunity, Gons, as Lukey Swinton's going to come in from a metre out, and Swinton has kicked the much-needed goal, and that has closed the gap in here, Gons, to only 10 points the difference.
Yeah, there's no need for that, Liam, and you played such a good game, you don't want to let yourself down by giving them a sniff. It was a 50-50 kick, the way that the Hoppy described the breeze, and now it's a certainty, and it'll be interesting to see this centre clearance.
Oh, this is crucial. I mean, there's plenty of time, absolutely plenty of time for the two Blues. They can get that ball forward, and now all of a sudden the pressure is going to be applied to Huonville. They probably weren't expected to be in this position. If they just try and hold on, I think that's a bad thing to do. They've got to do what they've been doing, which is attack the ball and attack the game as it goes towards a one-on-one competition down there at half-back flank, and well played by Baker. Gets it back indoors towards Toddy Cordwell, and his attempt to go forward, it's gone off the side of his boot, and a free kick here will go back to Jaden Baker.
Yeah, the veteran Cordwell, he's been around a long time. He's actually got a really pretty severe split on his lip from an earlier contest, so he's done well to recover and get back out there.
Touched off the boot, according to umpire Duffy, and it'll be another ball in.
Extremely important, this clearance.
Certainly is. The next goal is just
Cordwell's behind the pack
so crucial. As Huonville, they lead it. I think that might have been Kelly.
That's it. Put your head down.
Oh, you love that. You're a hard player back in the day, Gons. Just got to get your head over the onion, as they say. That's where you show your toughness, not pushing and shoving. Get your head over the ball, and the man in iridescent green will hopefully give you the reward for your effort. Well, this is comes to the favour of Guy.
Just a little.
He was dispossessed, though, on that particular time by Jackson.
Toby
Here
Jackson.
they come, Gone straight up through the centre of the ground.
Again, we need someone to present.
picks the ball up, and pushing was Clark. I reckon he's had prior with that push, but the umpire didn't see it that way. And if that's the way he's played it, that'd be fair enough. And it's going to be a ball up, but it is down the end that Lindisfarne need it to be.
Yeah, he rolled the dice there. He didn't want the ball to come out because he was outnumbered. That's a great tap.
Goes to Fisher. Fisher hooks it back towards the goal.
And there they go.
Oh, and Jared Fisher's put it through. And this game is teetering on the edge.
We've mentioned a few times, Hop, there's not enough movement around the stoppage, and finally Fisher got on the move and got rewards.
So Jared Fisher, give him an inch and he took a mile. You can see here he picked it up. Very clever, creative player. Snuck that back from a reasonably tough angle. And now it is a rampaging Lindisfarne, 4-11-35 to Huonville Lions, 6-3-39.
Rand's experience is starting to tell here in the ruck.
Yes, it is. So Rand, and it is the two Blues that take possession of the game now as they go forward. The onus is on, Huonville to see if they can hold on. Playing a very nice game is Sullivan. Gets it a crossing, that might have been Crow. A bit of a give and go. They're trying to work their way out of it now as they go forward. Good, hard lead coming out now. That was Garth. He's a long way out from goal. And he sees it over the line with 5 minutes left in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Who do you fancy, Gons?
I think Lindisfarne are starting to make that charge at really...
the right time?
Yeah, the next couple of minutes is really important. Great work there by O'Neill.
Yes, he certainly is. Bullocking.
Yeah, he's trying to make up for that indiscretion earlier on, and he's fighting his way through.
Well, what's happened here? I think it's Fisher who's been crucially instrumental.
I said you got to get on the bottom of the packs, and as you said, the umpire will look after you. And
he certainly has. So Fisher, with some brilliant possessions, goes over the back, and Huonville are able to mop that one up. They're trying to find Garth, but they find touch, and it'll be a ball in. And while that's happening, time, ever so valuable time, is ticking by.
Yeah.
It is only 4 points the difference here at North Hobart Oval, Gons.
And no time on.
Absolutely not. In it goes. Stevenson and Rand had a great tussle. Back over to Westbury. Free kick. I think it's going to Huonville, is it, Gons? Yep.
I didn't see what that was for.
Okay, so it's Page. Page now. He decides to play on. Good purchase on the ball. Goes down towards the goals, and it's through for the minor score.
Might have nearly been better if that went out of bounds.
Yeah, I agree. And it's eked out to a 5-point game, so that can still give Lindisfarne, they get a goal, they can win the game. Back in towards Fisher. He's really getting his dukes on the ball.
He's starting to get busy.
He certainly is, and he needs to get busy as the two Blues mount another assault. They go forward, just misses that one, does Dean. Barrow to butter up, and it's inside, crucially inside their 50. They've got loose men in the dangerous areas, Gons. I'm just glancing over that. Ben Dean was standing, and he'd have about 10 or 15 metres spare if they could have picked that ball up.
They've just not lowering their eyes, and it's that perceived pressure. He had a bit more time than that.
So, only a couple of minutes left. Van Cranen gets the handball out. Swinton picks it up. Swinton gets a handball. Huonville, they butter up through Crow. They do have the numbers, but if they've got the numbers there, Lindisfarne have got the numbers elsewhere as Garth comes out, the experienced campaigner, gets a handball over. They're doing it well. They need to get it close to that line. Oh, and they've found it very nicely. That was crucial tackle as Bosworth was about to break out of that one. So with 17 minutes 20 in a 20-minute quarter with no time on.
The little things matter. There was a little hand in there, otherwise Huonville were away.
Oh, coming out, attacking that one very, very hard was Page. Here comes
Bosworth's on one leg.
Oh,
it's the last thing he
couldn't
needed.
Stand up, could he? That was unfortunate. The wrong man got it on that time. They're trying to barge their way through. Well played there by, I think that was Wilcox. Back over the top. Bennett gets it. Bennett again over to Cordwell. Cordwell into what is now a very open forward line. That's because they've put numbers behind the ball as Lindisfarne trying to win this game with 2 minutes left. Couldn't quite take the mark was Crouch. but they go forward,
good.
and they just take their time now.
Lower the eyes. That's
yes,
the way.
Bennett goes the kick.
Good kick.
They can take the mark. Oh, he has. Oh, one-handed mark. He put the big left paw, was Darren Garth, and he's taken the mark. And with 18 and a half minutes gone, a goal here will seal the match.
Yeah, and Huonville's composure's won them the game here. They haven't bombed it away. They've actually found 2 targets there, going inside 50, and it's been the difference in the end.
Okay, so if he misses it, they can still roll the dice and get a draw, but they won't win it. Here they go. This is for the match. Garth kicks towards the goals, and he has, without a doubt, kicked the seal of their Gons. Great play by the big man. He went back. He had a couple coming at him. He put the big the right Duke out, running backwards, and he's had the composure to go back and slot that one through for a major, in my opinion, to give Huonville a victory here in the EIS Reserves Grand Final for 2019.
Yeah, vastly experienced player, Darren Garth, and it's really shown. I think he's kicked 3 goals, Hop, and
yes, he has, mate.
And his experience has shown up, and he's got a bit of class about him as well.
It's been a whistle. It's a free kick going to Lindisfarne as Rand.
Ooh.
Rand decides to try and kick a goal from the centre, and running back was Ryan Rinaldi, taking a very comfortable mark. Further afield, falling over was O'Neill. Good enough to butter up. Good spoil. 2 Blues have possession through the agency of Styles. But there is your siren. And have a look there, Gons. They're absolutely cock-a-hoot down there on the boundary line.
Very deserved winners.
Huonville Lions have got a victory. It is Lindisfarne 2 Blues 4-11-35, defeated by a gallant Huonville Lions 7-4-46. For the Lions, it was Darren Garth with 3 goals, but that crucial goal late in the game. Braden Page got a couple, very accurate, and Goldie a single. And for the vanquished Lindisfarne, it was Sturziker with 1, McPherson 1, Swinton 1, and Fisher 1. And stating the obvious, Gons, it was that inaccuracy of set shots in front of the goal that has probably cost Lindisfarne a premiership there. But it was a hard-fought game, and the determination by Huonville to get back in numbers was the thing that I saw the difference. How did you see the wash-up there, Gons, and your better players?
I was just really impressed with Huonville's defence. They worked with each other. They worked for each other. I thought Doyle was good after half-time. I was impressed with Godfrey early in the game. Stevenson, the vice-captain, was solid all day. He played at centre-half back and in the ruck. Garth, obviously, with 3 goals. Lang was good early. Stanway, he was tough and hard in there. I just thought a real team effort there, and they really deserved that win. That was a really good game of footy.
Yeah, it certainly was, and Lindisfarne did come to life when Fisher had a really good last quarter, but just couldn't get up to do enough. They looked dangerous when they went forward, Gons, but again, as I just said before, it was just that bit of inaccuracy that probably let the 2 Blues down. But a fantastic game of footy.
Absolutely. Bracken looked dangerous all day, but just couldn't get it done on the day. Myers was good. Fisher was busy after half-time, but in the end, they just weren't composed enough. They weren't clean enough, and the Lions, they used the ball so well coming out of the defence with the slow play.
Yep.
And I think that was the difference. They held possession a lot better, and Lindisfarne bombed the ball and wasted it a lot. So they'll be bitterly disappointed, but full credit to Huon Lions. They had a game plan and they stuck to it, and they've got the chocolates.
Yeah, it certainly was. The system going forward was the crucial thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you've enjoyed the coverage of the 2019 EIS Property SFL Reserves Grand Final, and you can see winners are grinners, and they are very, very happy down there at Huonville as they lock arms and they'll be celebrating long and hard. But most of these young lads, Gons, will go back now and sit in the stands and urge their men on to big and great things in the senior comp. So that's all from Andrew Silver Fox Hopwood and Darren Gonzo Johns. We're going to cross down now and have a listen to the song and then the presentations.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Grab Mike. Yeah. The roving mic, radio mic. You hold it. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That's a bit better, we can hear. First of all, we've got a presentation that we would like to make for the Colts Best and Fairest for the Lipscomb Medal, and that medal goes to Brock Daniels of the Hobart Football Club.
Can we all give Brock a big round of applause? He's done a great job this season. He's going to say a few words, I think in support of his club, but how about a round of applause for Brock? Please come to the microphone and a few words about how you're feeling.
Yeah, it was a good year with the boys. Tim was really good, and yeah, it was unlucky that we didn't get as far as we wanted, but yeah, there's always next year, and yeah, hopefully we go better next year.
Fantastic, Brock. And can we hear from
Coach Tim.
Coach Tim quickly? Yeah.
I'll just wrap it up pretty quick. Well done to the Lindisfarne Colts team today. You were the best team all year. To Brock, well done on winning an individual award. It's a team game. You played your guts out. And to anyone who's out there, Hobart, much desired to pick up new talent, so get on board. Thank you.
Over here for a photo. Three of you, three of us. Let's see photo. And then just for you two.
Number one.
Perfect. Number one. Well done. Thanks, boys.
Well, we had another great game of football today in the EIS Property Southern Football League Reserves Grand Final. Commiserations to Ben Van Cranen and the Lindisfarne team. You've set the pace all season, so obviously disappointing for you guys, but well done. And a big congratulations to the Huonville Lions being premiers in the reserves competition for 2019. I'd now like to invite Ben Van Cranen, the coach of Lindisfarne, to come forward and say a couple of words.
Congratulations to Jacko and the boys. It was a really tough game. Really enjoy the weekend, boys. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. The best on ground medal for the reserves goes to Huonville Lions player Taylor Campese. I'm sure the speech will come much later tonight. We now invite to the microphone the coach of the Huonville Lions, Chris Jackson.
Firstly, thanks to Ben and Lindisfarne. I think you set the benchmark this year and really gave us something to aim for. So thanks very much, and look forward to you next year. To all the supporters that came along, thank you very much. This is as much for you as it is for us. Also to everybody else that's been part of this team this year. Some players that missed out today. Lots of supporters that have been around, and lots of families down that way. This is for you blokes as well, and ladies. We're doing medals, is that what we're doing?
Tony's taking over now.
Okay, righto.
Yep. Tone. Back to emceeing.
We'd now invite Chris to come back and call out his players to receive their premiership medallion.
Sorry.
That's all right.
What are we doing?
I think so. Midfielder, Jeremy O'Neill.
I'll put him on.
Yeah, sure.
Do the handshake medal photo.
Yeah, no worries.
Congratulations, well done. Up for a photo.
Halfback, Kyle Doyle.
Well played. Congratulations. Quick photo. Turn around.
Paddy Wilcox. Right. The big ginger himself, Liam O'Neill. Braden Guy.
Well done, Brady. Great game.
The old Foss, Marcus Bennett.
Do they all get a medal?
Cameron Woolley.
Not all of them get a medal. There's only some more.
Big fella down back, did a big job today, it was Matty Duggan. What's it? Or Jacob Samway. The other bloke that did well down back, Matthew Duggan.
Great doing name. Well done. Well played. Photo.
Sweaty Kev, Damon Crouch.
Congratulations. Well played. Let's have a win as well. A very quick photo.
Braden Page.
Congratulations. Well played. Nice to have a big win.
Pop Alley.
Congratulations. Well played.
Leader down back there today again, Andrew Crow.
Congratulations. Great game. Well played.
What is this thing, Daddy?
Big fella Adam Golding.
Congratulations. Great game. Well played.
Flying Sammy Ryan. Godfrey. Fly. This bloke I played a lot of footy with, loving to pieces, James Lang.
Well played. Great game.
Another bloke I've done it again with, Darren Garth.
Who won the medal? Come on, honey. Look at you. Superstar in the making. Well done.
Who do that?
Have we got, we call just a 22 and that's it, or? Right. Off the wing today was Ryan Rinaldi.
Congratulations. Great game. Well done.
Make sure I've got everyone. We got, you know, the oldest person in our club went out there, had his lip split in the first couple of minutes, and still came out and gave a massive game for us. Is our president, Toddy Caldwell. There's a guy that put in a massive effort for us this year, really stood up as the vice captain, is Big Slug Stevenson. And lastly, a bloke that had massive effect on today's game, a bloke that I played a lot of footy with, a bloke that's helped me massively this year. You know, the name is synonymous with the Huonville Lions, and this bloke has been one of the best. And today was his last game, so Mitch Sullivan, our captain, thank you.
Stay up, Mitch. Stay up, Mitch.
Oh, I actually missed our best on ground because he already had a medal, so. Taylor Campese. Now, Mia just wants to say something to everybody quickly.
Go Lions!
And the coach, Chris Jackson.
Jacko,
Thank you.
over your head somehow there. Well done. We have a photo.
You watch every second. Oh.
You can be in it, sweetie. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure.
Presentation of our Premiership Cup to our 2019 EIS Property Southern Football League Reserves Premiers, Huonville Lions.
Congratulations, boys.
You help Regan. Give them to Chris.
Someone explained to me this Lindisfarne metal business.
Yeah.
My son won it on Monday night.
Yeah. So what happened?